Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome to another episode or addition to the Altcoin Bosses. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I've been giving you a few heads up with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the reason why we're looking at Bitcoin quite particularly is because Bitcoin is at a point of make or break. But today's video, we're going to be looking into 3 top altcoins that have made some serious gains today, and we're going to dive into what they are actually doing so that we can understand what they're likely to do next based on the interest that's coming in. So if you are new to the channel, guys, welcome to Traders Reality. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation, guys. So in front of you right now, you can see the book map. The book map takes the order book for all the limit orders that are coming into a particular future. So that would be, in this instance, we're looking at Loopring right now. Now you can take Loopring on the main chart itself, and if I bring that up for you, you can see that we have got Loopring doing 25% gain today across the board, and we have that nice strong green vector candle hitting the zone. Now, if you remember when we were talking about Loopring, we were saying that we are expecting Loopring to actually come up and take out these previous wicks in the chart, because these are little imbalances in the chart where orders had previously been filled, and now the market has come all the way back down to bounce away from this zone to try and recover these zones, because this is where people initially went long. Okay, now where people go long, the market maker goes short. So he's now building his longs, okay, and now he's getting ready to release them. So those previous shorts positions that he had built going down, he's now realizing a return on them. So he does that on the back of the retail trader. Remember that, okay? Now, breaking down the price action itself, you can see that Loopring has actually gone beyond the range daily high. Now, you may have heard me earlier on today talking about the range daily high. Whenever price comes up to this point, it usually pulls back away from it. But given that price is so close towards the range daily high, in other words, this coin hasn't been traveling much. It's been stuck in a small range. So naturally, when they move away from it, it is deemed as you can sort of dismiss this idea of the range daily high, because it's been such a small range that it's been trading from. This big move up is similar to what it normally does, okay? Because look, it was not that much of a big zone that was right here, but usually you can see out each session that happens, they usually move quite a bit, okay? So what are we expecting from this? Well, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that we are sort of coming up towards an all-time high with Loopring. Okay, you can see that bright as day. Now, the key thing is are we actually going to break through this zone? Because the momentum appears to be favoring off the 13 and the 5 EMA on the daily time frame. Drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see as well that you've got the nice test and hold of the 50 EMA, and they move away from that zone. Naturally, we do see a little bit of a retrace, but every time they come back down to the 50, they seem to be holding it in these last few sessions. Okay, so it's really important to pay attention to coins that are actually showing this behavior, because if we zoom out, you can see bright as day that we've got ourselves a bit of a big pattern coming into play. You've got the rise, we've got the pullback, okay, and then we've got the continuation out to the upside. So potentially $5 for Loopring could be in sight, ladies and gentlemen, as long as it's still got the strength to move higher, okay? When we break down the actual play itself, we do seem to understand that this W formation may be the basis for this move. Okay, you can see a lot of exchange of liquidities coming in and around this between the 250 and the 329 zone. Okay, taking it back to the book map itself, when we look at how it's actually behaving on the bigger time frame, so you can see that we've got orders at $3.32. We had some orders at $3.34. All right, and as we go higher, it doesn't seem to show that much liquidity, although I'm just waiting for it to actually come up and just regulate the chart. Let me just bring this up here so we can bring up more orders in the chart. Give it a sec. There we go. Okay, then, so they cancelled at the $3.37 mark. $3.36 seems to have, well, we got 23,384 Looprings in the order book in that zone. A lot of orders right here at the $3.32. 79,432 Loopring is being processed but is yet to be filled. Okay, so it appears to me that in the basis of Loopring itself, there is an imbalance on the book showing price to come down lower. When the imbalance favors the right side, so if there's more green than there is red, it means they are favoring limit buy. So could that mean that price is looking to pull back down? Okay, that's what we understand on the order book itself. All right, so you can see the relationship between the limit buys and the limit sells, and it looks like the limit buys are the ones taking over with this move to the downside. Okay, what you want to be wary of as well with this sort of this software itself, okay, it's solely limit orders. Above price is the limit sales, below is the limit buys. What you're looking for is you're looking for these big impulses in the chart, because it's these pulses in the chart that are going to give you the clue as to whether or not it's a turning point in the zone. Because you see right here, you've got these orders that have been sat. Okay, they've taken those orders, and by principle, if it were to come back down to that point, they should trigger more orders in that zone again. All right, so you'll notice, see that there, how price appears and disappears, the yellow bar there. So those are orders coming into the chart. So it's like the market itself is testing and probing certain orders to get commitment from the retail trader. Given the fact that the book map is favoring limit buys, which there is the imbalance at the top right over here, okay, it's likely that we're going to see price come down. Looking at what we've got, it just looks like the $3.27 zone seems to be a very interesting point. There is a lot of orders in and around this zone. Okay, so we just need to see what happens, especially with price action itself on the bigger time frame. So we've got the 4 hour and then we've got the 10 hour as well. The 10 hour is very important because look, you can see they've pumped up price without stopping. Okay, and there is no reason why they can't see this zone over here. Okay, so if we do see Loopring move higher, $5 would be my projection for Loopring on the basis that it comes back and takes out these zones right here. Okay, looking at what else we've got across the board, we've just done Loopring. Let's have a look at Crow being one of the top three as well. So Crow itself has actually had a great day, to be fair. It's actually pulled back quite a bit, but here we go. That's the 10 hour. Well, it actually hasn't pulled back. It's just not gained that much given the price action itself. So we saw this big drop earlier. Okay, when you see the big drop with the red vector candle appearing at the highs, it's just the market trying to take advantage, or should I say the market maker trying to take advantage of going long at the highest possible point within the smallest range, the lowest range, sorry. Okay, and you can see they held the 13 and the 5 EMA, just getting ready to just see price further. Earlier on today, we spoke about Crow hitting $1. It looks like they're going to be hitting that point. However, we may be seeing a little bit of a retrace given that there is a blue vector candle appearing in this area. Okay, seem to have this habit of hitting blue vectors and they pull back. Blue vector, stop on rise and then pull back again. But then we're seeing these blue vectors right here where they look a little bit more controlled and price continues further on. So is that what we're going to see with this sort of play right here? Could we actually see Crow hitting the $1 mark later on tonight? Yeah? FTM. Now, FTM has shown very interesting behavior, guys. We've got a W formation on FTM. And this is on the 3 hour time frame. And again, what we were saying earlier on, the 800 EMA is always a point on any altcoin where it just seems to do big numbers from it. Okay, you can see they tried towards the last pool of liquidity up here, pulled back ever so slightly, then making potential progress towards this next zone in the chart. Now, if we look at the book map itself, we can have a look at FTM. I haven't pulled up FTM actually. Let me get that up for you. FTM USDT, let that roll. And let's have a look at what they're doing with FTM. Here we go. So this is what happens when it loads up. Here we go. And it just reduced the chart to a level where we can just take advantage of the zones themselves. All right then. So it seems to be that there is a lot of concentrated orders in around the $2.40 mark. It's 885,000. Oh, there he goes, getting slowly filled. 179,311 orders of FTM. So to be fair, it's not that much when you think about it. When you actually zoom out again, there you go, big orders right there. So we could see the $2.40. So it appears that they're building the longs below key notable area to break through that point with aggression. Now remember, FTM is operating at its highs, okay? So not directly at its highs, but somewhat close towards it, all right? So you can see on the higher time frame, you can see that we've had the first pullback from the initial high over here. Okay, just get rid of all of this. There we go. So it's nice and clear for you. Now, this is the first pullback, complete pullback, okay, to the 50 EMA. And it's a decent pullback given that we've had just this mad movement to the upside on the daily. All right. So this is the first pullback to the 50 and it's come back up again very strong. Okay, you can see a smaller W formation drop down to the 4 hourly. You can see it right there. And when you draw out the W formation, work your way down on certain time frames. So there's the 4 hour time frame. showing the strength at the 200 EMA. Drop down to the 3 hour. What are we seeing? Vector candles still holding their precedence in the chart. 2 hour chart. Looking at now, you can see how they're starting to develop this move back up. Drop onto the 1 hour chart. You can see again, vectors appearing at the points where they're wanting to move away from the zone. So in other words, the market maker that is stepping in as each time frame drops, as we go lower into time frames, we can see vector candles, which is where price exchanges hands notably at that point. So that's where we can make the conviction and say, yeah, okay, market makers do favor higher prices to come away from the zone with this coin. Even go down to the 45-minute chart, you're still seeing vectors appearing in those zones. The lower you go, the more you're going to see stopping volume candles and the development of the move, so that when you do come across a coin that is showing similar attributes, then you're going to be able to take advantage of any development in the movement of price in any direction. All right, so I'm going to dive into this a little bit more later on tonight, just to give you guys a heads up on how to really utilize this sort of thing. But it may be a little bit difficult because it's, you know, a lot of chopping and changing between time frames as well. So you've got to be, you know, you've got to be on the ball with that. Okay, going back into the book map itself. Yep, it seems like they are all controlled. I'm just waiting for the data to come through, but it just looks like, there we go, nothing else. Okay, there's a few orders in around the 260 zone, ever so light orders around the 295, but the principle is once they start coming away from these zones right here, you see this is where the interest is at. Okay, between the $2.45 and the $2.30 zone. So as long as price keeps accumulating in and around this zone, just look at that, it's all accumulated in that zone right there. They're slowly trying to get these orders up here realized. All right, there's not that much happening down here. Okay, there are more limit sells than there are limit buys. So what's going on? When's the imbalance going to take precedence? Because we are seeing, look, it goes positive 10%. So that does imply that the limit buys are favoring an imbalance, but then it goes straight down to plus. So yeah, it's there or thereabouts. Here we are. We're starting to see movement now. What are we seeing? Here we go. That should roll out there. Let me just get rid of, make it as dark as possible. There we go. So that's where the liquidity is at, $2.40. You can see how it appears and disappears. So that if it goes red, it means a lot of liquidity is there. But if it starts to go lighter, it means that orders are being pulled off. If you pay attention to the 1766 point right there, okay, the more that gets added there, the darker it becomes. Okay, but see, look now. Look at that increasing right there. Look how red that is. And pay attention to the limit orders. See, they just had a few orders filled right there. Okay, and which is where the imbalance is coming into play. All right. So how can we use this to help us understand where it's likely to go next? Well, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, price is now above the 800 EMA on the 30-minute time frame. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, it's the 200 EMA. Well, there it is again at the 800 EMA on the 200 on the 1 hour time frame. So is this the point where the actual coin decides to turn? Okay, or is it just going to simply hold its gains and try and move away from the zone? All right, this is on the 1 hour. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the 1 hour time frame is going to dictate what happens on the 6 hour time frame or even on the 15 hour time frame, where you can see bright as day that the strength is there in the coin. Okay, so in the next 4 hours, we will see a new 15-minute candle, and you can see that we got a nice red vector candle that they did try and take advantage of right here, but then they pulled straight back. That's what happens, but they didn't finalize the zone at all. All right. So the next 15-minute candle, 15-hour candle should start to see a recovery of the wick. Okay, that is by principle what we would expect it to do. Okay, and then you've got this other zone up here. So let's see what they've got in store for us. Okay, looking at the so there's the 3 coins. We've done Crow, we have done FTM, and we need to do one more, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? We have to look at, no, that was it, Loopring. God, man, I'll tell you what, guys, it has been a mad day for me today. An absolute mad day for me, all over the spot. So I did something that I don't normally do, and it's completely thrown off my schedule. So lesson learnt right there. So let's start again. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. That's the heads up on these top 3 altcoins that I think are going to start making some interesting movements. All right, keep an eye on crypto bubbles. It helps you out, takes a look at all the actual coins that are showing big gains for the day. You can change it on hourly, the market cap, and the week itself. I'll also have a look at this for you guys. We'll have a look at the total chart, and we're going to include the whole market cap itself, so you can see they're basing out. There are a lot of coins right now across the whole board that are forming W formations. Now we're waiting to see if this is going to be the case, guys. All right, because then if this does actually play out, we would have ourselves a wonderful breakout to the upside and start taking out these previous zones of liquidity right here and right here as well. So hopefully that works. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel and you've stumbled across and you can see these indicators on the charts, all you need to do, guys, make your way over to the website. Okay, and start here. In there, you will get the information that you need. Join in the Discord, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. But more importantly, you will get access to all the indicators that we use. They are free of charge. Just download them. Just click here for the TradingView hybrid system indicator, and then you can download all the extra bits on there, like the TDI, the psychological levels, vector candle zones, and the bookmap itself. Bookmap is a charged service. Sorry, it is a premium service, but you can get the free version and the web version as well for free. So just check that out if it is for you. If it's not for you, no qualms right there. Okay, but this is what I mean with the indicators. You'll get these zones right here, and you'll get the whole indication. The whole indicators, a hybrid system in TradingView, free of charge. You don't have to pay a penny for it. Okay, courtesy of Infinex, who programmed and coded it all into the platform. There's been contributions across the channel itself with this, but I think this is the end result with it, ladies and gentlemen. This would be the TDI that you're looking at, the Traders Dynamic Index. There is a video in the channel which tells you how to utilize that. All right, if you go to the website, all that information is there on how to use this use these indicators. All right, I'm chatting away, man, and I've got this live to do later on tonight. So mad love and respect to all of you guys. Take care of yourselves. Peace.